my kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a French Moroccan recipe that I actually stole from my mother-in-law. It's called Poulet Olive. It's essentially olives with chicken, but it's extremely delicious, and I stole it from her the last time we went to France, and I've been making it for my family ever since. It's really simple. You basically have to use only one pot, and that's probably why it's my favorite. So let's get started. Okay guys, so our first ingredient is obviously the main ingredient, which is chicken. We also have two different kinds of olives. We have some ground ginger, some black pepper, some chopped up garlic cloves, a pinch of nutmeg and a pinch of cinnamon, some lemon zest, some lemon juice, some cilantro, and of course, potatoes. So we're gonna start with our marinade, which is essentially all the ingredients that go inside of the chicken, and they're kind of gonna rest inside until I put them inside the pot. Generally, I like to use lemon confit, but it's really hard to find unless you're at a Middle Eastern store. So instead, I took some lemon and I zested them and I juiced them. So we're gonna add both of these inside. This is going to be our pinch of our cinnamon and our nutmeg, our black pepper, our garlic, the ginger, add a pinch of saffron, which is gonna add amazing like yellow color to it. And it's also gonna add this depth of flavor that you don't really get in a lot of dishes. If you do not have saffron, because saffron is hella expensive, you could always use like a red or yellow food coloring. They usually sell them inside of the Middle Eastern stores. It's powdered. My mother-in-law uses it all the time because saffron's a little bit harder for her to find when she's in France. Okay, we're gonna add half a bunch of cilantro. In French, the word is coriander, and it took me a while to figure that out because my mother-in-law kept on telling me to add coriander, and I was adding coriander and I wasn't getting the effect I wanted, and then I translated that in Google Translate and found that it's actually cilantro. So we're gonna mix all these things together, and you see this forming? It's just gonna be a nice little marinade. So now we're actually gonna take all the ingredients that I mixed together with the water and we're gonna pour them over the chicken, allowing the chicken to marinate in the juices. This is going to be a little bit of a hands-on recipe, so you really wanna get your fingers in there and work it into every little crevice, okay? Now I've already cleaned out this chicken, but please, when you buy chicken, make sure you take out the giblets in the sack. We've had more than enough family Thanksgivings that ended up a little bit raunchy because somebody forgot to take that out. So now that this is all on here, we're gonna let this marinate for about 15 to 20 minutes and let everything kind of soak in, and then we'll take it to the pot. So guys, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take these olives, which always come inside of their own little salty brine, but we don't want them so salty to overpower the chicken. So we're actually going to dump these olives inside of some water, and we're gonna set these on boil for about 10 to 15 minutes, and we're going to actually boil out some of the salt. Now you could always use green or purple olives, but I like to cook them with both because one gives it a little bit of a saltier, briny flavor, and I feel like the calamatas add a little bit more sweetness to the texture. So we're gonna take the chicken that has been marinating for a little while and we're gonna transfer it into our pot to cook. We're gonna pour all the little extra juices on top. And we're also going to add oil. I like to use sunflower oil, but in the case that you can't find sunflower oil, you're always okay using vegetable oil. So I like to do 50-50. I like to do half vegetable oil and half olive oil. That adds a little bit of depth to the flavor, and it's really what my mother-in-law likes to do, so I kind of try to stick to her recipes. We don't want to dry chicken, so we're actually going to add in an extra 2 cups of water. And we really don't need it to submerge the chicken all the way, about halfway, so that way you're not sitting there wondering what's that smell and it's really your chicken burning at the bottom of the pot. So I'm gonna take the chicken and I'm going to cover it with the top. And I'm going to set it on top of the stove and let it boil out. The chicken has been boiling for about 30 minutes or so, and if you open it up, you're gonna see that the chicken juices do run clear, so it has been fully boiled, and we're going to bring it over to a sheet tray and pop it inside of our preheated oven at 375 and let it brown off. Remove the chicken. We are actually going to throw in some thinly sliced onions, about 3 of them, and these olives that I did drain, which have removed any excess salt. Cook these onions and olives down until the liquids have basically formed into a nice thick gravy and the onions will turn translucent. So our oven is preheated at 375 and we're going to take our chicken and pop it in the oven until it turns a nice golden brown color. You don't want to leave it in there too long or else your chicken will dry out, and that kind of defeats the purpose of it boiling and all those delicious juices which kept all the moisture inside. The juice is cooking down and the onions are getting nice and translucent, and eventually they're going to turn into somewhat of a thicker gravy. And our chicken is in the oven, so our next step would be to home cut fries. I like the home cut fries because they give it a little bit more of a unique flavor, and you always have little odd ends and pieces that everybody fights over. So the chicken's completely done. It is nice and brown and crispy. Our olives are cooked down and our sauce is thick. It's salty, but not too salty. And our french fries are nice and brown. Like I said, we got all the little extra pieces, some a little darker, some a little crispier. My favorite. So we're gonna garnish it like this. We're gonna have our chicken in the center. And we're gonna put some olives all around it. And then we're just gonna finish that off with our fries on the side. Kind of like in each corner, giving everybody an opportunity to get some fries. Maybe add a lemon twist on the side. And always garnish with whatever herbs you have inside of the actual food. There's nothing more offensive than putting something that was not inside the food. I like to garnish over the fries, a little bit over the chicken. All right guys, so this is Poulet Olive. It is one amazing chicken dish. Please feel free to steal it. You'll want to thank me later. Voila.